Hallo, guten Tag. Welcome back to episode 5 of 5 is 5 in German. Why are you giving me that look, Clifford?
I'm just wondering why you're choosing to celebrate Gunter after he did that Brazilian tap.
Hey, he did that Chael Sonnen tap.
He did that
Chael
too
Sonnen
smack
tap.
enough.
But welcome to the Extreme Rules Prediction Show. We are recording this on a Friday night instead of
Very
Saturday.
Special Friday edition, yeah.
Yeah, very special Friday edition. And as we're talking, the last match of Battle of the Belts 4 is going on right now, so might get that live update as we're going. But as we mentioned last episode and in the description of last episode, this is pretty much just going to be Extreme Rules, talking about Extreme Rules, giving our predictions and such. As far as results go, we'll get to those if we have time. If we feel like it's needed, we'll get to them. But tonight on the special Friday night, how are we feeling, Elijah Jacob Reb? You literally muted yourself as soon as I asked you. It's crazy that you're a Giants fan, and like you're a diehard New York Giants fan, but yet you're a Philadelphia Phillies fan. That makes absolutely zero sense. It's okay. I am? How am I the reason? Hey, if it happens, it happens, I guess. Maybe I'll have to make you a Yankees fan next, you know? Maybe I'll have to bring it to the dark side where people fucking hate us. I say I'm a Yankees fan and people go, ugh.
Anything could happen on the ace in the hole.
Cliff, how are we feeling tonight? You had work earlier today. This is the first episode you've had to film after work.
Yeah. I've worked the last 3 straight, closed to mid to open, and I think over the last 3 days, I've gotten a combined 10 hours of sleep. I'm on that Chad level sleep schedule, so
You're on that me sleep level sleep schedule. I have my sleep schedule goes from I probably need to go to the doctor. I think we're at that point here. I think there's something else going on to where my sleep schedule is as stupid as it is. Literally over the summer, I would sleep till 5 in the afternoon. I'll go to sleep like 8 in the morning, wake up at 5 in the afternoon. That's how just screwed. And it was terrible.
Aren't you like an overnight stalker though?
That was too. No. I never worked as an overnight stalker.
Oh, my bad.
The job I have now, I mean, I'm closing shift, but I get out of there at 10. So, and I'll stalk her at Walmart.
Close the restaurant at 10. You kidding me? Jeez.
Well, we used to be open till 11, but they switched it. But anyway, Chad's gonna strangle us for not getting into these picks.
We talk about our personal lives on the wrestling podcast.
Yeah, this is a wrestling podcast. If you want to listen to talk radio, go listen to Howard Stern or some shit. But before we get into this, thank you as always for listening. If you listen this far, plenty enough for us. We saw a giant spike in our listeners last week for whatever reason. It went from very minuscule numbers. Now we're on our way up. I don't know who you are. Thank you. If you're multiple people, thank you. I don't know. Can't see that much, but
Tony Khan finally decided to share us with the AEW locker room in order to try to keep the peace.
Yeah, we're literally the ones keeping the peace. Yeah, we didn't do that. We didn't do that good of a job then.
No, there wasn't a dog involved.
No biting, no hair pulling. It wasn't a sex dungeon. But as always, we appreciate you listening. If you, like I said, if you listen this far, plenty for us. We'd love for you to join us as well as we're getting into these Extreme Rules predictions. First, we're going to kind of work backwards here because the one match I have at the last is probably going to be the biggest talking point, which is the Edge Finn Balor match, which we'll get to at the very end, which is like the talking point of the episode probably. So we're going to start with the SmackDown Extreme Rules match, the SmackDown Women's title. Liv Morgan versus Ronda. I have Ronda winning it.
I also have Liv defeating Ronda via some reason or extreme. Austin, why'd you pick Ronda?
You had to throw it back to me as soon as I took a bite of something, didn't you?
We're professional.
The thing with Ronda is she's not important if she doesn't have a title on her. That's just the facts. Like, if you look at the stuff she's done the past few months, she's done nothing. It's been very lukewarm, very mid Ronda Rousey. But without a title, she just like there's no power to her. So I think she's been without a title long enough. And I love Liv as champion. I think she's probably like, well, I don't know if she still is, but when she won it, she was like the most over champion in almost all pro wrestling.
White hot.
And I think it's kind of simmered down now. But obviously, a lot of people are still behind her. A lot of people still love her as champion. I don't mind her as champion. I just think in order to protect one of your biggest stars, you're going to book her as one of your biggest stars. You're going to promote her and advertise her as one of your biggest stars. You can't have her floundering around in like the mid card, like upper mid card, and losing all the power that you built her up with. So that's why I have Ronda winning. You can't have Ronda running around without a title.
I see that, but I don't think you give her the belt on Extreme Rules. I think you wait for a big four so that way you can have that big live crowd and the live pop. Because with the Extreme Rules, you can still have Ronda be this uber competitive, but just because it's an Extreme Rules match, you can write so many outs for Liv to out perform, I guess, with the tables, ladders, chairs, and whatever in the hell else they find.
Out sports entertain.
Yeah, that's the word. Out sports entertain her. It's just with an Extreme Rules match, they have the ability to give outs and still keep Ronda competitive. So that's why I would Liv.
She hasn't been competitive in a while. I mean, I've aired all my grievances about that match. I've said everything I think. Anyone else got anything to add about Liv Ronda? Nope. All right. See, I wasn't a big fan of her either, but if it keeps the belt off of Charlotte Flair, I'll have anyone as champion. But
that's fair.
Yeah, I don't get me started on Charlotte Flair, bro.
That's why we're not gonna.
That's why we're going to move on to the Raw Women's Championship match, which is a ladder match between Bianca Belair and Bayley. And I was singing her praises last week and I think 2 weeks ago, but I think Bayley wins it here. I don't see Bianca walking out of Extreme Rules as champion.
I got Bianca.
Do you really?
Yeah, I really do. On my list right here, I've got Bianca.
We're pulling a Stone Cold Bret Hart type of deal here. Now,
double turn.
How? Why?
I see why picking Bayley would be the easy choice, going with, damage control, the numbers game and stuff. But how many times is the numbers game actually paid out in WWE? You also have to remember who's in charge now. Big Daddy Trips. And he loved Bianca at NXT. So I don't think they take the belt.
He loved Bayley even more.
But I don't think so. He liked Bayley. I don't think it's as much, though. So I may win our first predictions podcast off of a wrestler I'm not a fan of. I don't know how to feel about this.
Damage control is über. It is over. Damage control is over as a motherfucker. Which is why I don't see Bayley leaving there without a title. Like, you can't have this giant return at SummerSlam and build it all the way up and then not have anything pay off. Like, and you've also got the women's tag team championships on the other two members of Damage Control. So, I mean, literally all they're missing is that final piece. And I don't see why you don't pull the trigger now. Like, it makes I don't see a world where Bianca Belair is champion walking out of Extreme Rules. I don't. Like, feasibly, I don't.
Trust me. In my heart, I wish I lose this point. But my brain won over my heart. So
And then moving on, you just said something about your heart. Moving on to a match with a lot of heart, a lot of passion, a lot of intensity. We got the Fight Pit match with special guest referee Daniel Cormier. We got Riddle versus Rollins in a Fight Pit. I got Riddle here.
I have Matthew Bartholomew Riddle. I literally said too much shit.
But he also said a lot of shit before their last match, and Riddle lost as well. I literally was sitting here. I was like, bro, this literally could go either way. If they want to keep this program going, they need Riddle to win. But if they want to kill it and have Seth do something else, which possibly they might with you know who coming back,
Yeah, Baron Corbin.
They might shut the fuck up. They might have Rollins here just pretty much off the rivalry. No, he won't. But I don't see how you can have an MMA stipulation type match and have the non MMA guy not win. Yeah, exactly. Well, we did talk last week on last week's episode. If you didn't watch it, go back and rewatch it. But about Brock Lesnar being heavily rumored for Crown Jewel and then being advertised for Day One, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. It was at UFC two. It was at UFC 200. I'm pretty sure because that was the last time Brock Lesnar fought, and it was no. It was the other way around because Daniel Cormier called out Brock Lesnar. I can't remember the exact. I can't remember the. I don't know why I got to switch around my head, but I can't remember the exact one. I think it was when Cormier beat Stipe, possibly, if I remember correctly. And then he was like, "Brock Lesnar, get your ass here in the ring!" And Brock Lesnar gets his ass in the ring and shoves Cormier like on his ass. And I didn't even think about that being a possible storyline. I just knew that once Cormier was done, like in the cage fighting, pretty much he's not technically done yet. I don't think he's officially retired, but he's pretty much retired. I do remember there being like rumblings of him actually becoming a part of WWE, so that could be something. And if see, I would say maybe, but Daniel Cormier is not that big, not as big enough of a name. So I mean, my thing with Brock is you can't bring him back until you get the title situation figured out, because he's not going to come back and not go for a title. So that might be why he's heavily rumored for Crown Jewel. Maybe we'll have some type of title shuffle, like say some odd reason Logan Paul wins, or like Austin Theory comes out and cashes in halfway through the match, and then that's how they split the titles. Roman gets to keep one, and then Theory takes one. All of a sudden, Brock's music hits, and he comes marching down to the ring. So now he's got a title to go after. So I don't know, but as far as this match goes, tomorrow or today, depending on when this gets uploaded or when you're watching it, listening to it, we all got Riddle. I don't think, like I said, only way that Rollins wins this is if they want to kill the rivalry and move on. Sure. Hey, it's far enough out there. I'll allow it. But moving on to our next match, it's a strap match between Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre. I have BDSM god Karrion Kross winning this. The strap man himself.
No, I took Karrion too. Yeah, no, he he doesn't come back from that long ago, that long gone. Come back with all of this hype, with Scarlett, with all of the promos and everything, just to lose to Drew.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as that match goes, Cliff pretty much just hit it on the head. You don't have Karrion Kross back and lose to Drew. Like, that's just not going to happen. Karrion Kross, the Gimp himself. But yeah, the strap match made me think of something again. Reminded me today in pro wrestling history. This will be our one for the episode because I can shoehorn it in here. Was Brody Lee's last match? It was against Cody Rhodes. It was a dog collar match. And that was Brody Lee's last match before he passed away 2 months later. So, we've talked about him once before on here, haven't we? I do believe we have. Pretty sure it was in first or second episodes. It was pretty early on, but I thought that was pretty cool. It's kind of weird seeing where the state of everything and where it's at now, AEW wise, and even Cody Rhodes wise. But moving on, we got 2 matches left. This match is. Are they still calling it good old fashioned Donnybrook match, or did they just switch to a street fight?
A good old fashioned Donnybrook match.
Okay. Which is basically a street fight. For those of you who aren't familiar with the stipulation, they emphasize shillelaghs. That's pretty much the only difference between it and a street fight. But this is between Imperium and the Brawling Brutes. And I kind of want to change my answer on this one after seeing tonight. But I have Imperium beating the Brawling Brutes. Like I said, I kind of want to switch my answer after watching how things went down tonight. Kind of want to change it, but I'll stick. I'll stick with my boy Gunter.
I've got to go Brawling Brutes. That pop Sheamus got tonight, and the lengths Gunther had to go to win. Yeah, no, I'm going to Brawling Brutes.
My thing is, how many times can you have the same match over and over and over again and have it be as good as it was the first time? And how can you have the match be that good a second time? So my thing with Imperium is I think they're just building them up. I think they're going to be the next ones in next big male faction. I think they'll add. I don't know who they'll add, but I think they're going to add someone else. Maybe
Dragunov?
add. They very well could. I know that there is going to be a lot of NXT call ups here soon, so someone like that could follow them, and they could be the next ones in the line after the Bloodline to get a real big faction push, because they were over as hell in NXT UK. They were over as hell when they all got called up over at Clash at the Castle. Like they've just been over their entire careers in WWE, so I don't see how you can. Well, so was Undisputed Era, and then they added Roderick Strong. Yeah, I I forget. That's why I said I wanted to change, especially seeing how things ended tonight. I definitely want to change it, but for sake of content and having differing opinions, I want to stick with Imperium. Plus, I really like Symphony Number 9.
Austin, you mentioned you can't keep having the same match over and over, but that worked for Sting and Ric Flair through the 80s. So
that was for like WCW. It don't even matter.
If you saw one Ric Flair Sting match, you had seen them all. They just did it in different orders.
That's what I was saying. I never said you can't have the same match over and over again. I said how often can you have the second match be just as good, like if not better than the first match, and so on and so forth. Eventually, it's going to lose its muster or whatever the hell you want.
I don't know, man. If I got a Cena Orton feud right now, I'd probably shit myself.
Well, yeah. Cena and Austin? What? Yeah, you said Cena and Austin. You said Cena and Austin. You said what? What? You better drop you in the stack of dimes you call neck. What? And that's the bottom line.
Chad's not gonna like it. We're getting off topic.
I would not be quiet during that at all. And you know what else isn't going to be quiet? This I Quit match between Edge and Finn Balor. I have Edge winning with some assistance by the White Rabbit.
I would like to point something out real fast. Do you all remember when Edge went away for those month? He had those really weird vignettes before he came back, and no one really knew what was going on there. Yeah, and now we've got all this White Rabbit shit, and it seems to be accumulating around the Edge Finn Balor Judgment Day bullshit. I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be any tie there. I don't know. I think it's going to be a hell of a match between Edge and Finn Balor. But I'm taking Finn. I think if the White Rabbit makes his return, it'll be after the match.
When?
Because is the Rabbit going to show up and make him quit? It doesn't make any sense. I don't care. I would still have my opinion. I've thought this forever.
Says feature head.
So does the Fiend show up and Finn just starts screaming he quits and runs away? Here's the thing, though. We're not predicting who's getting their ass beat by the end of the night. We're predicting who's going to win the match.
And I still think Edge wins.
I don't think Finn quits.
Yeah, you gotta give him something. You gotta give Edge something. He came back and hasn't really done fucking anything. The same could be said about the Judgment Day. But the Judgment Day has a bigger light at the end of the tunnel than Edge does, frankly. So I think you have to give Edge something. It may not even be due to like the White Rabbit or anything, but I think you have to give Edge something here, something to work with. Because he like you said, he had those vignettes, he was hyping it up. He came back and what has he done? Fought the Judgment Day every single week. So I mean, I just I don't think you have Edge go in here and lose. I think he wins, White Rabbit or no White Rabbit. And while we're just talking about the White Rabbit, I'm gonna bring up a point we were talking about. This is that wraps up the Extreme Rules predictions. I don't have anything else to add on to it. clean cut, dry. But moving on, I can't hear you because you're muted.
This is the card as we know it. If they add any like pre-show matches or shit like that, we had no idea. So
Well,
this
I
is
doubt
all we
they'll add
know.
any.
So that's all we're gonna predict.
I doubt they will since it's just Extreme Rules. So the thing I was talking about was, oh, excuse me. But the thing I was talking about with Eli was, imagine this. We were talking about how just you can keep this ARG thing going on even after the White Rabbit shows up or like is shown or whatever. How you can keep this going on. I said, don't have the White Rabbit there at all on the weekly shows. Don't have him show up. Don't even have him in promos, vignettes, nothing. Don't have him show up, and the only way we know who he's targeting is through those ARGs. If WWE really wants to keep this going and make this an elaborate thing, just do that. Just keep the ARGs going, and that. Or if they're going to do this thing with the faction that we were talking about, like having all these different people come back, maybe have like a Wyatt Family 2.0 type of deal, like a Firefly Funhouse faction or something, have them spread the word of the White Rabbit, Bray Wyatt, whoever it is. Just have them be like, yo, the gods said you're next or some shit. Like, no, don't have them there until it's the pay-per-view and they come out to fight. They come out, they kick ass, they go home, and they just keep doing this over and over again. Yeah, whatever it was. The rabbit. As far as the White Rabbit goes, it's pretty much all just speculation. I mean, we have nothing to go off of. For all we know, it could be fucking John Cena. John Cena could come back and be the White Rabbit for all we know. He comes out. Hey, I'm just saying, before he did that, like, eighth move of Doom or whatever, he threw up the X. X, purple X. Who knows? That could... Bro, John Cena, White Rabbit confirmed. Because what's John Cena doing right now in Hollywood? What's he doing right now? Nothing. Yeah. That there is legitimate rumors. So
that would be the biggest fucking swerve. But then he comes back and he's not even the White Rabbit. Could you imagine that for a second? If he comes back as like Hork Huskus or whatever. Can you imagine that for a second? Or he kind of already did when he banished him in the Firefly Funhouse match.
I was about to say he could come back and he's like, I felt the power of the Firefly Funhouse and I was never the same afterwards. So I am back to seek revenge. I am back home. That'd be crazy. John Cena comes back as the White Rabbit. Oh my goodness. That's actually crazy. That's crazy to think about. crazy. As one of my good friends in the esports program says, huge if true. And that would be huge if true. But, I mean, it's Bray Wyatt. As pretty much done at this point.
It's
yes,
Baron
it is.
Corbin. This is something Baron Corbin would do to get this much heat, let's be honest. If he comes out as the White Rabbit, could you imagine how the nuclear level heat he would get after all of this? This is something JBL would do too, so it makes sense.
Well, that Wolf's been there the entire time, just because of the three little pigs. Who knows? He's got the whole world. He's got Eli's mind in his hands. He's got all of Eli's mind in his hands.
Never forget that Bray Wyatt beat John Cena with a singing child.
Literally beat him with a child's choir.
That's all it took to really get to John Cena was a child's choir.
All it took to really get to John Cena was Undertaker.
That's fair, though.
That match should have been so much better.
I should have actually built that shit.
We never got a legit Undertaker John Cena match. I think that still kind of irks me to this day. But moving on to we have a little bit of time here. It's going to be a lot faster than normal. But moving on to our overall results here from Raw. We switched it like we said we have.
God damn
we're going to for the past 2 weeks. I finally switched it. We're putting Raw first. Raw Judgment Day lost to Ray and AJ Styles. Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, AJ Styles did turn on Ray. Poor Ray, man. Everybody turns on Ray. Chavo, Eddie, Batista.
I saw a little joke match graphic, and it said, "This is completely well, not really, but it was custody of Miz ladder match. And it was Loomis and Miz's dad." But Bobby Lashley beat Ali. Dakota Kai beat Candice LeRae. Otis beat Gargano. Strowman beat Gable. Solo Sikoa beat Dawkins. And Io Sky beat Alexa Bliss. SmackDown. Solo's been busy. Like, Solo's been like the only consistent member of the Bloodline Wrestling on.
It's because they got to introduce the entire audience to him.
But Solo beat Prince Puma. Legado del Fantasma with Zelina made their main roster call up / return with Zelina being back. She leaves and comes back like once every 2 months. Like she's back for like a month and then she leaves for 2 months and is back for another month. So who knows how long she's actually going to be there. And then Raquel and Shotzi defeated Sonya Deville and Xia Li. Isn't that how you say it? Isn't it Xia Li? Yeah. All right. I just want to make sure I was getting that right. And then you got the New Day and Braun Strowman beat the Usos and Sami Zayn. And then Gunther beat Sheamus to retain in a good match. We referenced that match earlier when we opened up the show about the fake tap. Also, SmackDown happened tonight, so this is pretty relevant news, pretty new news. Anything you guys would like to add onto the WWE results from the week? Kind of weak-ish go-home shows to Extreme Rules.
Very proper go-home shows. Like, if you watched any of them without really any build, you understood all the story. are all that you needed to, and it got you invested enough for the pay-per-view. Sorry, premium live event. Sorry.
Yeah, the premium live event. Sure. Ooh, that's tough. That's absolutely tough to anyone that listens to this. Gunter indeed did not tap out. Also, I don't know why this wasn't on the results, but didn't LA Knight have a match? Isn't
No,
that
not yet?
not yet?
Not yet. He returned as LA Knight.
Yeah, my boy returned as LA Knight. Yeah.
He's facing Mansoor like next week or some shit like that.
See, I just remember him. Yeah, I just remember Eli saying that there was going to be a match. I wasn't sure if it happened tonight or next week, but he's back, and that's all the world needed. So, I mean, anything else for WWE results before I move on to AEW?
Did we miss anything on NXT so Chad's not pissy?
I better say it.
So now we know 3 of the 4. Yeah. Eli, I appreciate you being our NXT guy.
Very say because I am not. I'm not watching NXT week in and week out. So thank you for. Maybe we should trade that off. Maybe every week we should trade off who watches NXT. Or maybe we can get Chad on for like a 10 to 15 minute segment.
We'll get him a pre-recorded rant of we'll give him 5 minutes just to talk about NXT. God, no. He doesn't need that.
The big bad chatty daddy.
Scissor me, chatty daddy. I hope he actually doesn't listen to this one.
Oh, he does. He will. And I think some other people might be listening to it as well. But
yeah, Tony Khan.
Yeah, Tony Khan, the entire AW locker room. But perfect segue. Moving on to Dynamite. MJF beat Wheeler Yuta. Submitted Wheeler Yuta, actually.
In a really good match, too, with a weird aftermatch thing.
Yeah, possible MJF face turn-ish thing.
I see him turning on the firm, but I don't know if it would be a full face turn or not. It's a little weird. I don't know, that promo he pulled back when he had that program with CM Redacted, back when he was talking about how he was just a little Jew boy from New Jersey. God damn, he had the entire crowd in their feels that night. So he's got the mic for it.
Yeah, my thing with MJF, if he comes out as a heel, he's getting cheered. Comes out as a face, he's getting cheered. It doesn't matter. Everyone's going to fucking eat up whatever he does. So it doesn't matter, face, heel, whatever. Whatever he wants to do, whatever he's feeling that night, he can fucking do it. Moving on, Darby Allin beat Jay Lethal. Wardlow beat Cage in a really weird match. A lot of high-flying Hurricanranas made me miss Lucha Underground even more.
Honestly, though, what a welcome back to TV for Brian Cage.
I don't know if you could have done any better. And then, what was next? It was National Scissoring Day, baby! probably one of. I'm just saying, probably one of the best in ring segments that we've had all year. They had the crowd in the palm of their hand, and they took full advantage of it. It was really, really good shit. It was really, really good wrestling. Really, really good TV.
So does that mean now we can start grasping the brass scissors instead of the brass ring?
I think we should. Well, Billy will win that. He should, at least. But after that, Hangman Page defeated Roosh. Luchasaurus beat Fuego del Sol, which that's probably the first time Fuego del Sol's wrestled on Dynamite in years. And then Jericho and Sammy beat Garcia and Danielson. And yep, and people hate crowd hijack. May I continue? I forget what I was even going to say now. But yeah, a lot of backstage drama going on with Sammy Guevara. I also don't think he's very good in the ring, but I don't have the same hate towards him as Eli does. And then I misspelled Rampage. That's funny. I put Rampog. I didn't put the last E at the end. But Rampage / Battle of the Belts 4. You had the Blackpool Combat Club defeat Roosh and Private Party. Varsity Blondes lost to Tony Nese and Mark Sterling. You got Anna Jay and Tay. They beat Madison Rain and Sky Blue. Death Triangle beat the Dark Order, and that was the end of Rampage. And then Battle of the Belts. Pac defeated Trent Beretta. He got his last name back. And then, yeah, very Aces and Eights-esque. And then Jade Cargill won in a botch fest of a match. And then I don't have the result for the last match, so you're going to have to take it away. And then another really strong tag team match, well, trios match, I guess, was the Death Triangle and Dark Order match.
Man,
that was really good.
It was such a good match. I don't want to, beat the dead horse again, but can the Dark Order please do something, anything? Get them some kind of title, some push, anything. Because honestly, it's been 2 years since Brody passed away, and it's almost like they've become a comedy act ever since. I think he's busy with school.
I was about to say -1 wasn't an actual gimmick. They had that.
You want to talk about a group that carried AEW through COVID? You can't. You've got the Elite, the Dark Order, and whatever Jericho's group was at the time.
Inner Circle.
Was it the Inner Circle? Yeah. And then you even had the Jungle Express. Those are the four that come to mind when I think of all the episodes they put out during COVID at QT Marshall's training facility. Like, man, you got to give them something. Like, man.
I don't know if they'll get anything though. That's the thing. I mean, they haven't in 2 years, and I think they're just going to keep on leaving until there's nothing left. Honestly. Well, fuck Colt Cabana. Fuck Scott Colton. Yeah, they've got to make something happen for him. If not, I think there's going to have more and more people leave. And I think that's just kind of the way Tony Khan's been booking stuff. Like, people are getting left out. They aren't getting what they were promised. They aren't getting what they want, per se. And they just say, fuck it, we'll go back to wherever we came from or go somewhere better.
Miro's getting the Goldberg treatment.
speaking which of TNA saying that we never cover smaller shows, they had their Bound for Glory, which is like their big
Yeah, it's their
pay-per-view a
WrestleMania.
year, pretty much. And since we're already going over, I want to show Impact a little love here. Josh Alexander retained the Impact World Championship against Eddie Edwards. Jordan Grace retained the Impact Knockouts Championship over Masha Slamovich. Bully Ray won the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, which is crazy to say.
In 2020 of all things.
Yeah, the Kingdom beat Motor City Machine Guns to retain their tag titles. The Death Dolls actually beat VXT to win the women's tag titles, or the Knockouts tag titles. Mickey James beat Mia Yim. I think that was just an exhibition match. And Frank...
Yeah, she's doing the Ric Flair tour.
I gotcha. And then Frankie Kazarian won the X Division title.
Over Speedball Mike Bailey.
Over Speedball Mike Bailey. And then Raven was inducted into the Impact Hall of Fame. And then finally, Brian Myers beat Dirty Dango to retain the Digital Media Championship. And that wraps up pretty much all of the stuff we wanted to cover. I want to give Impact a little bit of love. TNA's always got a soft spot in my heart. Nah, we are not. We don't want to talk about that snooze fest of a game. Lucky for me, I had Brian Myers, Brandon McManus as my kicker, and he was putting them down the gooch. So
I've got a joke this week. Now that we're done talking wrestling, I got a wrestling joke for you.
Well, I'm waiting.
What did the professional wrestler do before he jumped out of the plane? He worked himself into a chute, brother.
You never want to work yourself into a chute, brother. I was ready to say we should probably wrap her up here. We're over an hour. I feel like it was kind of warranted this week, though. It was a special episode. Predictions, our first predictions episode. We weren't sure how it was going to go. So, let's go. High chances Brock Lesnar does not show up tomorrow.
Austin, what's your bonus point going to be for this week?
Bonus point for me?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Eli gets one. We might as well get one too.
What's yours?
Mine will be that Daniel Cormier physically decides who wins the fight pit.
See,
like he gets involved.
That's not even that far-fetched, because I could totally see Seth shoving him or something. And then that's a good one. That might happen. I say we see in the Extreme Rules match, as stupid and as overdone as the spot is, I say we see Liv or Ronda go through a barricade. Like the corner
Roman spear through the corner.
Yeah. Like the corner barricade. That's got to happen in that match. So if that happens,
I don't know if it's going to happen there. It might happen in the I Quit match.
They'll fucking do it twice in one night. Don't think they won't.
Alrighty, the bonus points have been laid out.
So little extra
incentive to help us actually come to a winner.
But as far as the actual show goes, that's it. We're done. Final words from you two, as if I don't know what they already are going to be. Eli, are you talking? I don't know what you're doing.
We can't hear him.
Bro's flipping us off because he muted
Bro's
himself.
muted.
Well,
it's almost like someone else is the best or something right now. There we go. What happened?
I didn't mute you.
Did you mute him, Austin?
I did not.
That's some dirty shit, Austin.
I moved your bar down because you were peeking. That's called logistics, brother. I didn't mute you. That was literally you on your own volition. I didn't mute shit. My hand has been on this goddamn pencil. I'll do it right now.
Good night, everybody.
I'll do it right now, goddammit. Don't think I won't. Stan Hansen's the best. War of the year 2024 is going to be the craziest year in pro wrestling history. It's going to be absolutely wild. Phillies are not going to win. Phillies might make it out of the first round and then get beat by the Mets in the second round. It's all downhill from here, folks.
I was actually going to talk about October and shit, but okay.
Now go ahead. What were you going to say?
In a slightly serious note, if you are from and around the Indiana tri-state area, the southern tri-state area, and you have never tried the Fall Festival, you are missing out. It's the second largest street fair in the world, only behind Mardi Gras. And I had some brain today, pork brain, and yesterday I had some Cajun hush puppies, and I'll tell you what, anything you can think of, it's on that damn street, and it's just down the hill from my house, so it's pretty damn good.
You literally said I got some brain, and I was like, bro, what the hell? Like, what are you talking about? What type of street fest are you talking about here, brother?
Yeah, I ate some pork brain today.
Brain, as in sexual oral acts upon a male or female?
No, like
actual
pork, deep fried pork.
You've
brain.
Never heard that term before, brain? Getting some brain?
I have, yeah.
Exactly, he has.
Yeah, I have heard that too, but it's actually
I know what you're saying, but you said I got me some brain today, and I didn't think you're going to elaborate, so you're just going to keep talking. You went back and you covered your ass.
Yeah, trust me, I do that.
Eli, any final words? Yeah, we'll go ahead and
2024.
I say we've already circled around our jokes.
Did we do pegging this week?
Yeah. He made the joke about it. I think so. They'll keep listening. They can't watch anything. It's on Spotify.
That's right. Yeah, if we get one of them fucking sponsors, we actually have to upload our damn mugs.
That, and I have to wear the shirt that says I like getting pegged by Rhea Ripley or whatever it is.
I don't know. I think you should get the I got pegged at the Cracker Barrel t-shirt you put in the chat last week.
That was funny as hell. I loved that. It was so funny.
Oh, shit.
But
right,
to wrap
Austin,
it up here,
take us home.
I was ready to say I'm gonna take her home after the bar. I'm gonna put her in bed. I'm gonna leave my phone number next to the nightstand because I'm a nice guy like that. So, wrapping up the show here. Just be kind to one another. Go Yankees. Aaron Judge is the home run king. They very well could get eliminated in the second round because they played like absolute dog shit in the second half, but we won't talk about that. Be kind to one another. You're loved. You're worth it. You're beautiful. That's pretty much it. No, we actually do have streams this week on Ball State University's Twitch, Valorant and Rocket League, I think. But that's all from us here in the great state of fucking Indiana tonight. Super early Sunday. Super early Saturday. Super early Saturday. It is Extreme Rules Saturday. Hope you all have a nice Saturday. Love you all. Be safe. And remember, we've always got you covered because we're your ace in the hole. We'll catch you on down the road.